Hello again. The local elections, which were held earlier this month, saw councillors elected on the grounds that they were Muslims opposed to Israel. This was described as being pro-Gaza, so we saw quite a few pro-Gaza candidates in those elections. This is a little odd. It reminds me of all those councillors in the 1980s who declared their boroughs to be nuclear-free zones. Those C&D supporters were more concerned about international affairs than they were local services, getting the bins emptied, keeping libraries open and so on. The similarity between those types and the current crop of local authorities which are more concerned about events in the Middle East than they are in what is happening in the next street are quite eerie. One of these odd people, a teenage girl called Maheen Kamran, was elected as a councillor in the northern town of Burnley on just such a ticket, that is to say, being pro-Gaza. Well, she's very young, so there is some excuse for her idiocy. She will, it is to be hoped, grow up and become more sensible. I'm sure that the Muslim community in that area share my wishes because during her campaign, Kamran rather let the cat out of the bag about something which many of us have long suspected and which I can't really think that all that many Muslims would be keen on our knowing. She is strongly opposed to the free mixing of Muslim men and Muslim women. Before the local elections, she said, "There's a big aspect of free mixing. Muslim women aren't really comfortable with being involved with Muslim men." Indeed. Now, many non-Muslim women have a stereotyped and exceedingly negative view about Muslim men. They feel that they are sexually aggressive, will not take no for an answer, and are a little less, should we say, fussy about the age of the females upon whom they press their attentions. I do not say that this is so, you understand, merely that this idea is widely prevalent. It would, I think, be fair to say that many non-Muslim women aren't really comfortable with being involved with Muslim men. Of course, when non-Muslim women hold such an opinion, we must be cautious. Perhaps they are motivated by racism or Islamophobia, and simply pick up such ideas from far-right extremists. It might just be simple racial prejudice. It is, however, a different matter entirely when a Muslim woman says this very thing, and a Muslim woman with very orthodox views on Gaza and so on into the bargain. Clearly her views reverberate with fellow Muslims in Burnley because she received 1,357 votes, which is as much as Labour and the Conservatives got together in that ward. It seems that her opinions on the subject of Muslim men and the way in which Muslim women are not comfortable with them struck some sort of chord. I'm always intrigued to see this kind of thing happening, where somebody says something quite casually which we all know to be the case, and yet people do not at first realise the full implications of what they have heard. I wonder how many women watching this video, whether Muslim or not, feel the same way, that they do not wish to mix with Muslim men socially, and, like Maheen Kamran, would like to see Muslim men have their own spaces, quite separate from those used by women.